Mr. ROH right here, Roderick Strong. What are you taking out of your mouth? Your mouthpiece.
Yeah.
That's
got to be prepared, man.
Of course.
Be prepared for that.
Of course.
Classic, as Roddy puts it in his pocket.
Hey.
That's
Hey, this hoodie's clean.
yeah. Hey, as long as you washed it before you put your mouthpiece in your pocket, it's quality stuff. Listen, obviously issues with the decade. I mean, technically, you're not in the decade anymore. It's over.
Well, for me, it's over. I mean,
I know the decade exists, but
yeah. For me,
but
it's
you're
over.
out.
Yeah, I don't know if Jimmy Jacobs realizes that yet. I think he's like that girlfriend that kind of maybe there's a chance.
But BJ and Adam obviously have kind of screwed you multiple times here, and especially chair shots from behind, taking you out. I don't quite understand it, but I also don't understand it from your standpoint, because a couple of times Adam was there to try to help you kind of get a little bit of advantage there, and you kind of turned him down. Was that you trying to teach the young buck what he needs to do, or was there some other psychology involved there?
Well, for me personally, I think the whole statement of what the decade is or was supposed to be got lost in translation a long time ago. When it originally came about, it was supposed to be about taking over control of Ring of Honor and being the best. When I came to this company, I wanted to be the best, and you have to be a champion to be the best. And then it turned from, wanting to be the guard, of Ring of Honor, and I didn't give myself the name Mr. Ring of Honor. The Ring of Honor office started calling me that, because whenever big events come, when anything was needed in this company, when everyone left, I was always here. And they were like, "Hey, man, this is this is how we feel about you," and for that, I started calling myself Mr. Ring of Honor. And then so when the decade came about, it was like, "Hey, let's reclaim the top of our company." I don't care that guys have left, but I want them to understand when they come back, there's an order. You have to earn your way back.
You slide down on the pecking order.
Exactly, and if you step in the ring and you beat me, then you're on the way to earning my respect again.
You are a former world champion,
a Triple Crown champion.
That is
here.
true.
And so, I think that's something that got lost. And BJ's a bully, man. He's just one of those guys that maybe he was mad that he's never been in a position that I've been in. Where you're the Ring of Honor world champion, Ring of Honor television champion. I mean, he's a multi-time tag champion, but that's with someone aiding him.
Sure.
So, some bitterness, could have been there, because my focus wasn't selfish. I want the best for Ring of Honor. So I feel me being Ring of Honor world champion is the best thing for the company, because I feel I'm the best wrestler in the world. So, I think along the way that got lost, and bitterness came. And I'm not one to sit around and be fucked with, pardon my language. But
You're on SiriusXM.
Hey, there you go, over time. So, I think Adam was just doing what he thought his big brother BJ would like him to do, and it's attacking me. So tonight, I hope Adam's ready.
Well, I mean, but you have to be ready too. It's not just Adam.
I'm always ready.
But you got BJ there. You got
That's why
Jacobs
you got to watch
there.
your back. It's not like you just can focus on one thing. You got to have eyes in the back of your head.
Your head's got to be on a swivel, right?
I mean that is true. But I'm prepared. I mean, that's one of the things I like to pride myself on. Any matchup I go into, I come in prepared. I train harder than ever. I've watched more tape than ever. I mean, I've probably only seen one or two Adam Page matches prior to learning that we were going to have this matchup. And I know BJ. We've traveled the roads together. We've drank beer together. We've talked wrestling together. I know what kind of human BJ is. So I'm not, it's not blowing my mind that I have to worry about him. And I know I don't have to worry about Jimmy, because Jimmy's still trying to make this thing work when there's nothing here to salvage.
So we could potentially see Jimmy kind of fall. I mean, Jimmy Jacobs can fall on Roddy's side of the ledger. He could fall on Adam's
I
side
think
of the
Jimmy
ledger.
is kind of like what you defined before. You've been here. You've staked your claim here. Here's somebody that's in and out, and with just like several wrestlers. Like you talked about that pecking order. You've always been here. Plus, you've had success here in New York as well. I mean, you're familiar with this. Big pay-per-view. I mean, you're somebody that should be at the top of the card.
Exactly, and I should be. And am I upset and slightly offended? I'm not, of course. But I feel I put myself in that position, aligning myself with people that haven't really been in that position.
Yeah.
Great minds in wrestling. That doesn't put them in the top spot.
That's true.
And I fault myself for that. It was a personal decision I made that I thought was going to better myself. And I'm the type of guy that thrives on competition, that thrives on a challenge. So, like, for me, I thought, hey, maybe I can help bring the decade to the top. And when I realized I need to worry about myself.
Yeah, interesting. Roderick Strong, of course, former Ring of Honor world champion.
You notice that Mary's been taking more pictures with him than anybody else. I wonder if there's a,
Well, first it was Adam Cole, and then it's
no,
Roderick Strong.
but she has taken more pictures during this interview than any other time during the show.
She
I wonder
might be
why.
smitten,
I wonder. I think she's smitten.
It is what it is. Listen, being a student of the game like you are, what have you picked up on Adam Page? Like, well, what are we going to see potentially tonight with somebody that probably doesn't have, the body of work that most people you go up against have?
The thing that really surprises me the most about Adam Page is how athletic he is. And not in the sense of, like, agile athletic. I mean, but he can flip and move in ways. I mean, he's a stocky guy. He's a stocky country boy. And you don't expect him to be able to do shooting star presses, front flips over the ropes, stuff like that with as much control as he does. And he's the one thing I can give BJ to this whole thing is he's taught Adam to be a little bit more rough, around the edges. And I think that's something that Adam didn't have before, that tonight is something he's going to bring. And I love to fight, so it's going to be perfect for me. It's just a matter of, who can outlast two in that sense.
Here we are. We're less than 2 hours away from this pay-per-view. I mean, what do you do in this time up until the pay-per-view? I mean, do you have, like, some superstitions? I mean, what is your regimen as you get closer to a big event like this?
I get ready to eat, like, one of my last meals. You never know. I don't want to eat too close. I don't want to come in full. Then, skip a little rope, stretch, do some band work. I'm getting older, so you want to get as loose as you possibly can before you get in there. Other than that, just listen. I usually have a song or two that I listen to that really just,
what's the song? What songs do you listen to get you hyped up?
Oh, man.
Is it to get you hyped up or is it to calm you down?
No, it's to get me hyped for sure. I mean, it always varies. Right now I'm on a huge Asking Alexandria kick, so I've just say, I mean, it's more metal. It's a little bit harder, but it's been, Rick Ross, I'm Not a Star. Like
wow.
That, yeah, something like that.
Diverse.
Well, just, I like any song that kind of puts you in the mind frame of, like, people question him and his, and I work that way with a chip on my shoulder every day. That's why I'm in my 11th year in Ring of Honor, and I feel like I'm just hitting my prime. So I work like that and I live like that every single day, working harder than I ever have. If you'd have seen me when I was 23, 24, I work 10 times harder now than I did before. So, it just really varies.
Roddy, before we let you go, and again, 11 years since 03, the guy's been
It's
in
crazy.
Ring of Honor,
I can't believe
so,
it. Yeah.
He damn well knows this company. Your thoughts about the company in general, because really with a pay-per-view audience tonight, now your second traditional pay-per-view, more excitement, more buzz, Sinclair, where do you feel the company's at? Where's it going?
I think it's in the best place it's ever been. And I think it's a company that, for the most part, the roster has grown together when we went through the hard times because, believe it or not, we were that underground thing that everyone wanted, and then we got bought. They were like, man, I want these guys to be as successful as possible. Oh, shit. They're going to be successful. No, we want them back. Stop. You guys are selling out. And a lot of fans left, or stopped paying attention to the product because immediately, no matter how good it was bad. It's like, the bands that start, having more songs on the radio, they sold out. It's like their music, they understand what we have to do because their adjustments need to be made when you're on television. The guys have to learn how to tell the story a different way. It's just, it's the nature of the beast. And I think anybody that, weathered the storm and the roster, we did it all together and we're becoming a family and everyone busts their ass. And I really honestly think talent-wise, this is the best Ring of Honor has been in a very long time. It's not, for exactly what they need, it needs to be. And it's really impressive to watch everybody.
And there's always that awkward stage from just having that hardcore audience to the mainstream audience, but it's always going to be wrestling that brings it back, and I think that's why everyone's going to enjoy Final Battle tonight.
And that's I was talking to somebody else, and we talked about the people that left, and like, what would you tell the people to come back? I said, you would be very much surprised how much Ring of Honor is the Ring of Honor that they love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
And that's the thing. I can't wait to show the world. It's super exciting. You go from Murphy Rec, and then every time we have a pay-per-view, it's unbelievable that we're at this point. And I think tonight's going to be far more of a statement than our first pay-per-view was.
And we're looking forward to it. Live Terminal 5, countdown to Final Battle. We're just hours away, Dave. Can't wait for it, obviously. But where does the decade lie tonight? If you're Roderick Strong, hopefully on the ground. Appreciate it, brother.
It's a big event, man. That's why we're here, Doug.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you.